Morning everyone, it's John here at Clover Cottage Market Garden. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I'm growing on the market garden and just show you some stuff that's grown or seeded in like June to September, and also stuff that you can do from October to December. So first thing I want to show you is the stuff down here, which is the purple sprouting broccoli, and that stuff was sown in June or July and will grow right through the winter and then be harvested hopefully maybe May, June next year. As you can see, there's been quite a bit of damage from caterpillars, so I did try and net it, but only once it was in the ground. So yeah, I spent a lot of time taking caterpillars off the purple sprouting broccoli, so I definitely recommend covering it over as soon as you can. Maybe getting it in the ground a bit earlier than I did. But yeah, that should grow well. Another vegetable I wanted to show you was the swede, which is down here. So here's my patch of swede. As you can see, some of it's really big now, with a few weeds. This stuff was sown about June, and obviously as you can see, a lot of it's ready now. I've picked some already that were down here. Basically these can sit here through most of winter. Just pick them as you need, which is fantastic, but you do have to plan for these. These have to be sort of sown about sort of early summertime, as I say around June, so they're ready now. I've also got some other bits and bobs underneath this cover here, which I'll just lift up momentarily. But another example of stuff that was sown in June, again all July, some vary slightly. We've got some I think got some purple kale in here and some Cavolo Nero, dazzling blue kale in here. So again, this stuff's been netted because yeah, pigeons especially, as well as caterpillars, get to these. As you can see down here, these are ones that are left exposed and they've been eaten away. So yeah, this stuff is harvestable now, but obviously can get a lot bigger and could be picked every few weeks, I suppose, through winter. I also want to show you stuff which have been grown from October, seeded in the ground from October till December. So if we take the camera down here, we'll be able to see some of the onions and garlics that I've put in the ground. So down here are, let me just check the variety. These are Autumn Champion. These are onions, which were put in the ground a few weeks ago. But as I say, they can go in the ground from October to December. Last year I put a lot of the onion and garlic in the ground in December, and I think they suffered a little bit because I think they needed a bit more time to grow. So this year, trying to put them in a bit earlier, October, November. And hopefully they'll grow bigger bulbs come about June. The last thing I want to show you are the boar beans. So the boar beans here, I've got two varieties, and these are overwintering varieties. One's called Acquadolce, one's called Grano Violetto. So they're spaced about 9 inches apart, and I've got one row here, which I think is the Grano Violetto, that's right, and then one row here, which is the Acquadolce. So these varieties can be sown about October, and then I've transplanted them a few weeks later in the ground here, and then these will just sit here, and then they'll produce slightly earlier boar beans than the varieties you'd sow in springtime. So you maybe get these, you're picking these maybe 3 or 4 weeks earlier, maybe even more if it's really good. So yeah, this is just one way of getting ahead of the growing season a little bit. Again, the same with the onions. In fact, lastly I'll show you the spring onions, because that's the same thing. So the spring onions are down here. And here what I've done with the spring onions is they're multi-sown in little clumps of up to about 5, and they'll just grow happily together. And that's just a way of maximising space basically. So ideally if you have 4 or 5 in each clump. You can see I've got about 4 rows here, so that would be up to 20 spring onions already. So again, these are winter varieties that will just sit here through the winter and give you a slightly earlier crop than if you were sowed in the spring. Again, just to get ahead of the game really. I hope you've enjoyed having a look around the patch, the market garden. See you next time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.